Hi guys, welcome back. Ill Nick. If you remember many videos ago when I did a tour of the new house that I brought when I was ill a couple of days after Christmas, it's the same day now. Hopefully you've all been caught up on all the stuff. Today's plan, what I wanted to do was start rewiring the house as of yesterday. Illness has struck upon me and I am got it in me to do it. So I'm going to try and do some stuff where it's not too labour intensive. Probably is going to be. JCC sent me across loads of lighting for the outside because of where I am. It's pitch black at night time, and it really is. And I still walk Pretzel at 5 o'clock every morning. It's pitch black, it really is. We've got the ring floodlight cams front and back, but even that, it's so dark. So they sent me across a few of the night floods. We've got the 50 watt, we've got a couple of 50 watts, we've got a couple of 30 watts. We've got the anthracite up and down lights for the front of the house by the porch, and I'm going to do down in the alleyway as well. But my plan is, because I've got the chance to do things the long-winded way, is I am going to drill up into the cavities, core hole. I've got loads of flexi conduit. These are the Whisker stuff that they sent me ages ago. We've got 25mm, we've got 32mm. To do within the cavity to take stuff from the fuse board up into the loft, I've got the metal versions, it's plastic and metal inside to do all that. You might have already seen that in another video we've done. So I'm going to run around, sort of show you where I want to start putting some stuff in. Hopefully I can wire some stuff up today, whether or not it just be on a plug top for the time being until I can start the rewire and run the cables back to the fuse board or the new fuse board, which is going to go in here on this wall. We shall see, but I'll run you around of positions of stuff that I want to do and how we're going to sort of work around this. So up and down lights, we want one here, we want one here, and I'm very tempted to do another up and down light on the pillar there. I'm not quite sure what we're doing yet, but I think we're going to bring and do some form of oak porch out here. This is all getting hardcore tomorrow, if you haven't seen the other video, so hence the mud and the mess. Floodlights, we're going to stick one on here. I'm going to do quite high level. I'm just going to double check on the instructions of the floodlights, the 50 watt ones, of the distance of the PIR. So I'm going to try and do it just to the left of the corner of the soffit. I'm also going to replace all the soffits and fascias and guttering, also anthracite as well at some point. This is the floodlight I put temporary on when we moved in. There was a floodlight already here when we moved in. Halogen one didn't work. There was 3 up, 2 of them had the cable snipped, and this one, it was held together by, I think, just hopes and dreams. Take this off, move that one up, do the same measurement here, core through, find it up in the loft, pull it through. Each cable is going to be brought back to the fuse board individually, like I did at the Stoke rewire. Everything's going to have its own individual circuit on its own breaker. So we can either time it, we can smart switch it, that sort of stuff. Conservatory staying for a bit, but that is coming down. I'm also, as when I do one here, I'm going to stick one on this corner as well, which is going to be a bit more tricky to drill at the angle, but we'll have to pinch that up, pull that through. That's the 3 spotlights on this corner to bring some light down into the far corner of this. And then when I eventually get around to running power down here, I'm either going to do a pole or speak to the neighbour and stick one of the floodlights up on one of the big trees, pointing back down this way, so we've got a bit of backlighting. And eventually when I get around to doing the fencing, I'm going to do the really nice cedar wood slide panels with the LED tape built within. So as we turn it on, it will go all the way around the garden. That's if I haven't bought this garden by then, and I don't have to do a fence there. It can be the far side. We've got the ring floodlight cam, which is absolutely pointless there because the boiler flue, what is there for the time being until we get the air source put in, just completely sets off the light every second of every day. It's pointless doing one up here because I'm just staring at this fence here, and then round the corner, potentially do some up and down lights. Let's get the core set out, let's get some measurements, let's make some mess, and try not to die. Right, because this is the smallest core set that I actually have, I had to buy a new set the other day, annoyingly. What's that, 36mm for this, and this is 25mm conduit. It's fine, it is what it is. Basis for these, obviously I need to make sure that the core hole I'm doing isn't ridiculously big. Yeah, that's fine, happy with that. Look how nice they are. And it's the same thing with these, obviously there's a whisker box, which were there. Now when you're doing this, do you measure the bit that you can see between the drain pipe and the edge, or do you do the full width of the wall? Full width of the wall leaves it to here. Because the drain pipe's always going to stay there, that isn't going to move. So I put a little video on Instagram the other day. I put some copper around on here, and I did 2 core holes, and it works an absolute treat. And obviously you've got the naysayers and the, hey, well, you didn't prove it, there was still paint on the core set, he clearly didn't use it. Whatever, mate. But I promise you, it does work a trick. Ryan Davis, he said this to me, and I didn't believe him, and I bet my own words. And just to clarify as well, this has got mud in it because I was drilling mud the other day. The reason I've chosen to do a core set over this is with core holes you get a really clean, crisp hole. You really do, compared to these will blow the brick out. But in this circumstance, because I'm not going through both sides, I'm only going to go, and the only brick that's going to get blown out is the one in the cavity. Thinking about it, I could just use this. It's smaller in diameter, so it's less, debris to get out. The 25mm conduit will fit better in this, and there will be less of a hole compared to this. So I actually do think I'm going to go with this. I'm going to do, the whole premise of the video is doing the core set through, and completely changed my mind. Okay, cool.
If you struggle with paperwork like I do myself, or you want to streamline your business a little bit better, now is the best time because Traderfy have the end of tax year offer currently on. It is 50% off for the first 6 months using promo code TAXYEAR2025. It's running from the 17th of March across to the 5th of April, so grab it while it's there. Traderfy's new AI feature, you click Smart Write, it allows you to change it to more professional tone, obviously spell check. You can elaborate, you can summarize, or just improve the writing just by a click of a button. This is for me a game changer to come across more professional than when I can on the phone or in person. Now is the best time to check it out. Tax year 2025.
Right, before I get too carried away and cough myself to death and fall down, not overly impressed with the hole I've drilled here, if I'm being completely honest, but it's my house and it will be covered up. And Asta's here now already then, is before I start to lose light, which I will soon, is start the up and down lights of getting a feed up, trying to grab hold of it, trying to put some conduit in. This is just showing me what a really good indication of how much of a new soffit I need to get. Oh, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's, I would say that was rotten. Bit of CT1. Yep, yeah, I'd say that was rotten. It's actually worked out quite nicely that the end bit here just fell off because I managed to get my conduit straight in and through. I'll show you. I got the 25mm in. There's a lovely bit of ducting for the extractor and a wonderful grill. Wonderful. But I've got my flexi in and into the main loft space. I was just looking at this one with a half of just replacing all this at some point, but yeah, it's obviously been rotting for quite a while. Let's just hope to God it hasn't travelled much further. I think by the looks of it, it should just this corner. So now to get to this one and to this one. Annoyingly, that one is drilled in the centre of the column, but it's in my bedroom. And this one is in Luca's bedroom. And I thought, oh, well, because there's this silly cupboard in the porch, I thought, oh, how this is in manufacturing, got plasterboard. It's never had anything done with it, which is just nailed to the ceiling. I thought, well, I'll just take this section out. But this section is the same as this section, and then they built this bit on top of it. And I've just found, I haven't been in this cupboard since we moved in. Loads of stuff. And I have my own snow shovel now. Fabulous. But I also want to bring down where this is here. I bought myself a hardwired Ring doorbell because I've only had battery on. My old house, I physically couldn't put a cable in there without making an absolute mess of the wall. But I can here now, so I'm very tempted when I'm going to get the floor up in Lucas. I was going to take this bit up because this is just loft insulation, because in a previous video you would have seen I've already had Lucas floor it before, because the main cab's there, fuse board's the other side. This bit's just got full of loft insulation because it's actually in Lucas' room. So I'm going to go up, measure roughly where it is. He already doesn't have sort of flooring in. I cut around the carpet so it's almost like a rug in there. Take a little bit up, do a core hole instead of the SDS now. Size up on the core hole, pretty much where I am with the measurement where I need to, on an angle down. I've got the fish tape in the van, or I stick a rod, and I can rod that down at the same time, and then take the corner of my floor up. But this is another thing with the floor in our bedroom. It's carpeted, and the guy's like, oh, there's oak flooring underneath, which to me meant they've put laminate oak flooring on top of the floorboards. And I found out yesterday when I was trying to prep everything for starting the rewire, is they've actually removed every single floorboard upstairs in my bedroom and replaced with actual oak flooring. So they've obviously removed everything at some point and done a proper job, and then obviously didn't like it and then put carpet on top. And it's all tongue and groove, nailed down, so that is going to be an absolute swine to get up. But that's what we're here for. This might seem ridiculous and you won't be able to see it on camera, but because I need to get the exact measurement of where that hole is in comparison to this window, the laser's up, lined off the edge of the glass up there. You can see it here. So I'm just going to take measure to this, and then up in his bedroom I can just measure off the edge of the pane of the glass up and across, so I know exactly where it is. Laser, this is the temporary setup of the walk-in wardrobe. It was ripped out and just bit of red, bit of yellow, bit of more red. Wonderful. 102 from here, and I just realised as well that we've got a joist right against the wall. So for me wanting to do a core hole bigger to make my life easier to find it is not going to happen now, because I'm not doing a massive hole through a joist. So I think we just do the same size SDS bit that we use externally, do obviously the same size spade bit here, hope to God that it lines up, and just really try our best to rod it, magnet, fish it, pull it through. And then we get downstairs and get more stuff. I've got the rod, I've got the beads, I've marked on here with a pencil. That should be level with that to the hole on the outside, give or take. So if I do it a bit less, drop these down, and we should be able to go and get the magnet downstairs, but we say all this. Right, we've got our torch, we've got our magnet. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Right, let me just swear and everything behind the camera and we'll jump back. Yes, I'm going to pull it, mate, until I've got... Push it down a little bit for us. Okay, mate, that'll do. Thank you. This is on its last legs as well, isn't it? Jesus. Right, I can type. I can't type. I can tape some Flexicon to this. What best to do is you feed it over it, tape the end, and pull up what I need, and then cut that flush. Cut that flush. Well done, mate. Right, so something like this. Okay, mate, you slowly pull that up, and then you should be able to see this pop out at some point. That is one down. And as much as I'd like to say to you lot, that went so quick and easy. Nick, you made it look simple. You can see I've stripped down. Many breaks and feeling dizzy and too hot and wearing a woolly hat with a vest. It's my own house though, so it's fine. The tape snapped and the thing got caught in the wall. And Luke has been great up and down doing it for me. But this bit's done. Now I've got to go into my room. next door, measure, do the same thing, and then do the same thing on the other side. It's worth it. It'll be worth it. I promise. So this is the corner of my bedroom. Carpet, nice and thick. And oak flooring. Solid oak flooring. All the way throughout with no floorboard underneath. And the guy did tell us when we bought the place, which I completely forgotten about, that he insulated below the floor as well for soundproofing. You can see the orange bag there, but no wonder our room is so bloody hot all the time, because there's insulation in the floors. So luckily for me, the joists go the right way. I drew on the skirting. It's about there, so I'll have to pick this up tomorrow. I'm rapidly going downhill. Daughter just fell asleep on the sofa watching Harry Potter. It's 4:30 and it's already pitch black. So I'd like to say I'm going to put the room back together, but I'm not. We'll make do. I'm wondering by tomorrow. Carry on.